A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ogochkuka Ona, and we are reaching you live from Abuja. United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has accepted President Bola Tinubu's invitation to visit Nigeria this year. In a statement by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the Nigerian leader extended the invitation to him on Wednesday during their bilateral talks at the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week 2025, where the president delivered Nigeria's position on climate and other challenges. During the discussions, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan thanked the Nigerian leader for accepting his invitation and expressed the UAE's determination to strengthen economic cooperation between Nigeria and his country, signaling renewed confidence in doing business with Africa's most populous nation. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell has commended the Nigerian government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for its close collaboration in successfully repatriating funds linked to forfeited luxury real estate and the Galactica Star superyacht. In a valedictory telephone conversation with Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga, the Deputy Secretary of State thanked him and his team, stressing that the repatriation negotiations had made him a believer in Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Adeola, co-founder of Guarantee Trust Bank PLC and Managing Director of Sahara Power Group, on the well-deserved conferment of honorary doctorate degrees by the University of Lagos. The university recognized Dr. Okonjo-Iweala for her trailblazing as the first African woman to lead the World Trade Organization and for introducing significant reforms in Nigeria's financial sector. The university also honored Fola Adeola for his pioneering role in the Nigerian banking sector and for founding the Faith Foundation, an NGO mentoring young Nigerian entrepreneurs through training and loans. On his part, Kola Adeshino, an alumnus of the university, was recognized for his innovative contributions to the energy industry. President Tinubu deeply admires these exceptional Nigerians who have excelled in their careers and are role models for the nation's youths. The president states that the three Nigerian icons deserve recognition for their pursuit of excellence, hard work, and invaluable contributions to the nation's economic development. Similarly, President Tinubu congratulates Nigerian scientists, engineers on making President Biden's honors list. The 6 distinguished diaspora Nigerians named by President Joe Biden among the 400 recipients of the Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers in the United States include Aziz Butali, Gilbert Lilly, Endowed Professor of Diagnostic Sciences, College of Dentistry, University of Iowa, Ijoma Okbara, Associate Professor of Public Health, Yale University, and Oluwatomi Akindele, postdoctoral researcher at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Others are Eno Ebong, Associate Professor of Chemical Engineering, Bioengineering and Biology at Northeastern University, Oluwasoni Kayejo, Assistant Professor of Computer Science at Stanford University, and Abidemi Ajiboye, Executive Vice Chair of the Case School of Engineering, Department of Biomedical Engineering, Case Western Reserve University. The Nigerian leader notes that recognizing these exceptional talents underscores Nigeria's vast potential to excel both at home and on the global stage, and looks forward to the honorees sharing their multidisciplinary expertise to benefit Nigeria's development efforts under the Renewed Hope agenda. All right, we'll now be joining the Salihu Gwanara on Abuja Kaduna Road, where the Ministers of Information and that of Works on a joint inspection of the ongoing road work on that road. All right, Salihu, let's get the situation of things there at this time.
All right, thank you, Ogochukwuka, for joining us here live at Abuja, Kaduna, Duaka Ridge Expressway, where we have the two honorable ministers, that of Works and that of Information and National Orientation, who are here to give us details of why we are here. It's about the rehabilitation of the express road that we know, the critical part of it. That is talking about the section 1 of the road. We know section 2 and 3 is almost done. So this particular section that has been delayed due to unforeseen circumstances is why we are here. But behind me to give details on why we are here is the Honorable Minister of Works, who will tell Nigerians what exactly is happening here today. Honorable Minister, tell Nigerians why we are here.
As Permanent Secretary.
It's okay, the Honorable Minister wants the Permanent Secretary to take the first shot.
I want to most respectfully thank the Almighty God for making today a reality, and to thank God also for giving us a minister who had remained resolute in ensuring the delivery of this project. We are here today to flag off, as it were, the construction of a new pavement for Abuja, Kaduna. This is going to be perhaps among the best roads you will end up having in Nigeria. From the design, as well as a construction methodology put in place, this project will outlive you and I, because we have put some structures in place to ensure speedy delivery, timely delivery, quality service delivery, and discipline on the part of our staff. As a matter of fact, the Minister has approved any staff that messed up on this project stands dismissed from service. It is that serious. So we are here for a serious matter. And I can assure you, once the project starts, there is no stopping until it has come to an end.
Okay, you heard the PAMSEC that they are here for a serious matter. The Honorable Minister will tell us how serious will the matter be.
Well, thank you very much. You know, we've had a lot of politics on this project, and normally I don't read an address, but today I decided to put facts on paper, and when I finish I will distribute what I will read here to journalists so that this politics will stop, and people will know the facts. So let me thank the senators that are here, led by the Senate Committee Chairman on Works, Senator Mpigi, and thank the Honorable House of Reps members of Works, led by Right Honorable Akin Alabi. And of course, thank so much the Honorable Minister of Information, who directed that this should be. And I'm very happy that he gave us this platform so that once and for all, we should put things to rest. And of course, all the chief executives of the media houses that are here and the journalists. So let me, of course, thank my PAM secretary and align with what he has said. But let me say that this is a brief report on the rehabilitation of Abuja, Kano, Zaria, Kano roads in FCT, Kaduna, and Kano states. The project was inherited from the past administration, and it was awarded to 4 contractors. The 4 contractors were sacked by the ministry, and eventually the whole length of the road, totaling 375 dualized, which is 750 kilometers, was re-awarded to Julius Berger, which was subdivided into 3 sections. Section 1 was Abuja, Kaduna, 165 kilometer dualized. Section 2 was Kaduna, Zaria, 73.4 kilometer dualized. And Section 3 was Zaria, Kano, 137 kilometer dualized. These sections 1 to 3 were awarded in 20th of December 2017, with project commencement date on 21st of May 2018, and initial completion was to be 21st of May 2021, that's 36 months. Full details of status report of the 3 sections are hereby attached. The report was reviewed from an initial contract sum of 155 billion to 797 billion on 11th of March 2021. As at the time the Honorable Minister resumed, that's myself, in August 2023, JB had completed about 510 kilometers, representing about 68% of the certified amount at 391 billion. In September 2023, JB had drastically reduced the pace of work on site and wrote a letter to the Federal Ministry of Works requesting for a review from 797 to 1.5 trillion, representing an increase of 88.21%. The Federal Ministry of Works saw this submission as being unreasonable and noted that the federal government does not have such amount. This would lead to escalating price regime in the Federal Ministry of Works to the benefit of other contractors, which would be difficult for the ministry to fund. Being mindful of the paucity of funds and the need to complete the project in 2025-2026 fiscal year, the Federal Ministry of Works engaged Julius Berger for a total of 14 months negotiation period and over 15 different meetings, including joint inspections. It must be noted that before now, JB was claiming variation on price and the foreign exchange differentials, which are the same and now constitute a breach of trust. However, being determined to complete the project, the ministry decided not to go back to probe whatever claims that had been paid to JB. The ministry offered JB a total of sum of 888 billion with a completion period of 14 months for the outstanding works, but JB rejected this offer. Then the ministry made a proposal to JB to descope the project in three sections, namely Section 1, 38 kilometer dualized on rigid pavement, and which was given to Dangote on tax credit. And Section 2, 82 kilometer dualized, that's 164 kilometers, to be done by Julius Berger, on asphalt. And this includes the 391 billion that was paid to them before for the works completed. And of course, Section 3, 17.32 kilometers single, rigid pavement to Bua on tax credit. JB accepted the unit rates and the scoping and the proposal, but could not improve the pace of work on site, despite the promise of the Honorable Minister of Finance to release 20 billion monthly to Julius Berger. For 6 months, JB refused to complete the procurement process of accepting the offer and signing the contract agreement, and the price escalated, which made the ministry to increase the offer to JB by another 30 billion, bringing the offer to 740 billion. JB did not reject this offer, but kept silent until this offer got a no objection from BPP and approved by Federal Executive Council. It must be recalled that prior to the offer of 740 billion, an independent consultant, Mrs. Yola's consultant, was engaged to review Section 2, which was sectioned and the scope to Julius Berger for a contract price of 710 billion. When JB got information that we had secured approval of 740 billion, they wrote back requesting for a review from 710 and from 740 to 903 billion, which is an addition of 516 billion to complete 82 kilometer. This stands about 3.12 billion per kilometer of road. Whereas the accepted offer of Dangote and Bua, even to use concrete, was 1.87 billion per kilometer. It must be noted that we have had 12 months of negotiation at this stage. The SAR was further deteriorating and there was serious public outcry. We did additional 6 meetings with JB, appealing to them to accept the final offer of 2.12 billion per kilometer, an offer they rejected. It was at this stage and in line with the law to unconditionally acceptance of the offer within 7 days or face 14 days notice of termination. In order to secure the job at all costs, JB cleverly did a magic which took the wisdom of Federal Ministry of Works for granted by reducing the quantities of items of work, increased the rates, and arrived at the same 740 billion as offered by the Federal Ministry of Works. This technically means they accepted the offer of 493 billion or 3.06 billion per kilometer, which is almost the same with their initial counter offer of 903 billion at 3.12 billion per kilometer. At this stage, we had no choice than to terminate the contract after 14 days in line with the provision of the law. Let me pause to also say that I observe proceeding in Senate where Julo Beja was invited, and I hate the statement made by a senator. And it was important to clarify it because it was being insinuated as if the Senate committee or the Senate, invited the contractor. And the person was alluding that we didn't do our work because we had the powers to terminate the contract. And that's the Oduokpani project in Cross River State. Let me state very clearly that we actually terminated the contract after about 10 months of negotiation. And it was on the basis of that the Senate invited both the contractor and the ministry to find out why it was terminated. So we did not, neglect our duties, nor did we pass our duties to the Senate. So it is important that I make that clarification. Please note that a final offer was given to the contractor with a 7-day notice effective from 23rd of October to accept the contract sum of 740.797 billion, for 14 months contract period, effective from 3rd of October. Now, let me also state that the reason for descoping the project or dismembering it into 3 is because even with 1.5 trillion, if I'd accepted, Beja said that it would take them 3 years to complete the project. And if you add 3 years, meaning that we'll be looking at completing the project, even at its face value, at 2028. And that is a position the president does not want to hear. So this was rejected by contract. Subsequently, a 14-day notice of termination to terminate the contract was given to the contractor in accordance with the provision of Clause 63 of the Standard Conditions of Contract Roadworks, Volume 1, 216 edition. Accordingly, the notice expires on 20th of November 2024, and the contract was terminated on 21st of November 2024. As it stands, the project has been irrevocably terminated following due process and open for tendering to allow other contractors to bid together with Julo Beja. Please recall that the 38 kilometer dualized or DUA of the rescope section 1 ceded to Dangote and the 17.2 ceded to Bua, they were not approved by FEC. The president feels that it should be, done by selective tendering and let other contractors who are known for good works should bid for it. And so that tax credit of the 2 sections were cancelled by Federal Executive Council. The 2 sections were then merged into one as, section 1. This scope further increased. We further increased this lot 1, which is the section 1 and section 3. We increased it by 10.6 kilometer, because when you get to Chene Zero, you now see the road going to Kogi State, and that section is very bad. So it's not good to see a good road and then you just look and you see a very bad road. So we've increased the scope by 10.6 kilometer at the Amino Kano axis, because where the project stopped, where the president directed that we should extend it to Amino Kano International Airport, because the road leading to that place is very bad. And then for the section 1 leading to Kogi State, it was also increased by 5 kilometers, and that's made the section, the lot 1, 119 kilometers. And we just got no objection yesterday from BPP for after we invited the following companies to bid. 1, Julius Beja, High Tech Construction Company, InfoQuest, CBC, CCECC, and the CGC. These are reputable companies. Whereas the other 5 companies submitted their bids, Julius Beja declined to submit their bid. And so accordingly, the 5 companies were submitted, the bids were submitted to BPP. And yesterday, we got no objection from BPP for a contract sum of 252.89 billion as the preferred bidder. We have made the proposal to Federal Executive Council, and we do hope that they will give us approval, and then we will start. And let me also say that we have additional solar lights throughout the entire 375 kilometers. We are making preparation for tolling the roads when completed, so that travel time will increase, so the business time will increase, and then safety of the road will be guaranteed. On section 2, which was originally awarded to Abuja to complete at a total cost of 349 billion, having terminated the project and having gotten no objection from BPP for selective tendering. We have invited 6 contractors to bid, including again Julius Berger. The scope is to complete 164 kilometers of section 2, which is in Kaduna State, with continuous reinforced concrete pavement within 40 months. Procurement will be concluded in January 2025 and work will commence by the first week of February. Let me also pause to say that these 2 contracts, the section 1, which is the boundary of the road going to Kogi, will be done, this first 76 kilometers will be done with reinforced concrete. To be done with reinforced concrete, exactly what you see at Lagos Calabar, coastal highway, that's what you see. And then the Kano axis will be done with concrete, with asphalt, because it's almost concluded. And then the section 2, which is 164 kilometers, will be done entirely with concrete. And that is where we are now, doing procurement, and we also put in solar light throughout. Also to note, the existing pavement between Abuja to Kaduna has undergone different levels of deterioration over the years, causing failure due to alligator cracks, corrugation, shoving, underground pumping, rustling and paving, potholes, and of course poor drainage. The ministry quickly intervened by commencing palliative and emergency repairs on this stretch in order to ameliorate the sufferings of the road users. The maintenance work is in progress in 4 different stretches simultaneously in order to fast-track the repair works. The work is being executed by Mrs. H&M Construction Nigeria Limited. This is not high-tech, it's a local contractor anyway that is doing the palliative work. So we strongly believe that the detailed explanation presented here today will bring to an end the politics of this project. We want the public to hold us responsible for the goals we have set for ourselves in completing this important project. So we have this in print, and we're going to share it now. So the way our program runs is, if Mr. Dare is here, say to Mr. President, he can make a comment or his representative, after which the Honorable Minister of Information will make a comment. Senate Committee Chairman Works will make a comment. Senate Committee, House Committee, and then Senate Committee Chairman. And after that, I can entertain questions from the press.
It's okay. Before the names you mentioned, let's can we quickly take the Honorable Minister?
No.
Follow up the protocol. It's okay, the protocol. Okay. We are live on this. Okay.
Let him. You can stay. You can come to the
Yeah.
He's from
SA
Print Media.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We see what is happening here.
Yeah.
Infrastructural rejuvenation in this country.
Well, we are here actually as representatives of the government and especially of the president himself. And it is because of the high priority the president accords infrastructural development in Nigeria as a whole, and of course particularly this road, which is very dear to Mr. President because of its centrality to movement of people and goods across the Niger, from both sides of the country. And that is why, Mr. President tasked, all of us to come and see beyond, of course, the very good work that the Ministry of Work, the Ministry of Works is doing, but also to come with the media to ascertain the situation of the road, and also to assure people, road users, people who are affected by this project, to know that the federal government, Mr. President, is very serious about completing this project as soon as possible. We regretted, as the minister has said, the serious bottlenecks, administrative and otherwise, encountered throughout. But we are really happy with the report given by the minister that these bottlenecks have successfully been taken down and addressed. And we hope that, as the minister said, that we will hold, and I'm sure Mr. President, Honorable Minister, will hold you to the goals that you said the ministry has set for itself to see to the actualization of this very important project. Thank you.
The Senate Committee Chairman on Works.
Minister of...
Okay, so now is it on? Okay, yeah, we have the government image maker among the entourage. He is here to shed more light on this all-important project.
Well,
first and foremost, we thank God for and most times the hard work and the focus of the Honorable Minister of Works, the Cabinet Secretary, and members of the team.
You recall that it is almost impossible for him to do this work, but he is determined to do it. Now, he said something here, and that is about talking about the politics of the work. What we want Nigerians to know, the road users here, is to let them know that Mr. President is extremely determined to see to the completion of this construction of this work. It is actually embarrassing that at this point we are still talking about the Mr. President has insisted that this work must be completed, and you can see all the processes that the Ministry of Works has gone through. You know, at every turn, with all the frustration, especially with all the bottlenecks put in place by Mr. Julius Berger to see to the completion of this road, the ministry, under the able leadership of the minister, is determined to do that. And at every turn, in order to also show transparency, Julius Berger was never left out of the equation. You can see when he was reading his speech, even after the road is terminated, Julius Berger is still being invited to come and bid for this work. So Julius Berger didn't respond, and they cannot hold the country to ransom. Nigeria needs this road. People plying this road need this road. The president is determined that this road must be completed in record time. We do not have the luxury of waiting another 3 years for this road to be constructed. The Honorable Minister has said they have set for themselves a target of 14 months or thereabout to complete this road. And you can see the passion, the enthusiasm, the kind of determination that all of them have. And we do believe that all of them working the way they are doing, they will complete this work in record time. Now, what I want to say is that for those who are politicizing this road, please keep politics aside. This road is there to be constructed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is determined that this major artery linking the federal capital down to Kano and to other states towards the north will have this road constructed. And like he has said, like the permanent secretary also said, the quality of this road is going to outlive all of us here, hopefully. All of us. So you can see that there is no short change here. There is serious determination. This road is in progress. Nothing is going to stop it. The security situation is being arranged so that it does not hamper whatever is there. Of course, we also know that the security situation on this road has also improved. It is not what it is 2 years ago. We know that Kaduna, Abuja especially, is now motorable. People can travel even at night, but they will ensure that more security is also provided. Government is determined to do that, and we cannot help but salute the determination once again of the minister, the permanent secretary, members of his team, the National Assembly that is also supporting him. That is why we have the Senate Committee Chair here. That is why we have the House of Reps Committee Chair also here. All of them determined to deliver this road to Nigerians. Please, all the cynics, we are here to witness this. The minister has said, hold the ministry accountable. The president has given them every support that they require, every support. He has given them a marching order. This road is going to be completed. We don't want people to continue to publicize it, to politicize it. We want them to please cooperate with the workers, with the ministry. Give them a chance. I assure Nigerians, and with the assurance that the Honorable Minister has given us, with the marching orders of Mr. President, we will have a brand new road linking Abuja Federal Capital to Kano. And mind you, there are two things you also mentioned here. One is the increase of the length of the road on the end of the Kano axis, and then the one going to Kogi axis. These were never part of the original design. But Mr. President said, you just cannot have good roads and then it terminates into a bad road. all of them, especially the leg that is entering into Aminu Kano International Airport, meaning that if you live in Kano and you are living, coming to Abuja, from the airport you are going to be on a brand new road, something that you have never seen the like. And we are determined to continue to engage Nigerians, to continue to tell them this is not a one-off thing. As the work progresses on a quarterly basis, we will come here again with the Honorable Minister and his team so that we can see what is happening and we see the progression so that we can also report to Nigeria. We want Nigerians to please be rest assured that by God's grace, this road indeed will be completed. Thank you.
House of Rep Committee Chairman.
House of Rep Committee Chairman on Works.
Good afternoon, everyone.
The kind of legislative support to this road.
Let me talk to them in Hausa.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me stand on existing protocol. I think at this point, the importance of this road cannot be overemphasized. We all see the importance of the road, and every Nigerian is. To the extent that the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, had to create another committee specially for this road to work hand in hand with the committee of the statutory committee on works and then the ad hoc committee on this road specially. It shows how much this is important to the House. At this point, we don't have an excuse. No reason why we shouldn't get this road done. We promised Nigerians renewed hope. And one of the ways they can see this hope is by coming out of their houses, coming out or getting on the road and seeing quality projects, seeing quality roads, done in record time, done with quality. And we all have to come together. There's been a lot of politics going on this project, and it's so disheartening. A lot of politics, a lot of hanky-panky going on. At this point, individual interests have to be put aside. We have to see the success of this road. And let me use this opportunity to send a note of warning to individuals and corporate bodies who feel because they have of their own financial gains, this road will continue to be delayed. This is the final marching order to the minister and to the contractors. We need to see that this road is well done. We in Parliament, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, but I'm speaking for the House of Representatives, when it comes to the money aspect, when it comes to the budgetary provisions, when it comes to the appropriation aspect, we are ready. All they need to do is tell us what they need. And we're going to fund it. But because we're going to fund it doesn't mean it's an unlimited check. It doesn't mean it's an open check. It doesn't mean the minister will not do his due diligence. And he's an engineer, he knows what to do so that these people will not rip us off. But all I can say is that I'm saying on behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, that we are behind this project fully. And when it comes to appropriation, we'll make sure everything is done from our part.
Thank you. Honorable. Senate Committee Chairman on Works.
Yeah, my name is Senator Mpigi. I am the Senate Committee Chairman on Works. I want to thank Nigerians, especially the Honorable Minister for Works, for inviting us to inspect this project with him. But let me say, just about 2 months ago, we were at Kebbi and we were also at Sokoto to flag up and have community engagement. We have also done that within the Badagry and the Calabar axis. That is to prove to you that Mr. President is not detribalized. He's a president that sees the project that cuts across the country, no matter whether he's from south or from north. So for those people that have in the mind thinking that we are doing whatever thing we are doing politically, it's not so. We are concerned about the welfare of Nigerians. But let me just say that this project must continue. We as Parliament, we want to really sit down, because we just heard from the minister now as part of our inspection about how he has cancelled, terminated the jobs, and how he has even asked Julius Berger to tender and they refuses. But one thing we must have to know is that the access and the ability of the companies, whether those terminated, definitely there must be a legislative input into it, and we as Parliament cannot sit down to change any person. I want to sincerely assure Nigerians that whatever that is happening on this road, we've been hearing of Abuja, Kano, Expressway. We are right here. That is to show to Nigerians that there's no part of this country that we cannot take our infrastructure to. People will be imagining this is the highway that they think they have a lot of security challenges, but there's nothing like security. We are right here. We make sure we put ourselves together with His Excellency, the President of this country, to make sure we deliver infrastructure to anywhere at all in this country. And we also support the Honorable Minister. But let me still say, whatever legislative input, especially this time of the budgetary period that we are here, we as Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in conjunction with our brothers from the House of Representatives, we make all the necessary provision to support the minister and to make sure that this project will go on accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Get your press people, we take questions from the...
Okay. Before then, we want to go back to the studio. We are getting to the question and answer session of this all-important event. I know we've taken almost half of the news bulletin because the event going on is as equally important as the stories we have for our audience. Ogochukwu, is there anything you want to know from this location again?
No, we just want to say thank you to the Ministers of Works and that of Information, and of course the Senate and the House Committee Chairman on Works and other stakeholders. We all know that Abuja Kaduna Road is very central and very important to the nation. Thank you very much for that update, Salihu.
Thank you.
All right, that inspection, the joint inspection by stakeholders there came to you on the network service of the NTA. All right, nationwide we now continue from our Lagos Network Center. Adiola is our guide.
And still talking about road infrastructure. Motorists plying the third mainland bridge have been assured that the 11.8 kilometers bridge is safe and its integrity remains intact. The Federal Controller of Works, Engineer Lukorede Kisha, described social media rumors doubting the integrity of the bridge as mischievous and a show of ignorance. Joel Pokbola has the report.
The comprehensive rehabilitation of the third mainland bridge provided ample opportunity for the federal government to work on the integrity of the 11.8 kilometers bridge, and even after it was reopened to traffic, rehabilitation has continued under the bridge. The Federal Controller of Works, Engineer Lukorede Kisha, described misinformation on the social media as false, assuring Nigerians that the integrity of the bridge is intact, with all its expansion joints and other facilities still in good condition.
The entire length of the bridge is 11 kilometers. We drove around it, we came back, we saw that there was nothing amiss. So we're using this opportunity to tell the motoring public, Lagosians and Nigerians, that the bridge is safe, the integrity is not in doubt.
She also gave an update on the level of work being carried out under the bridge.
A lot more are going under the bridge. We're working on the bridge as we speak now. You observe that there is a deflection in some parts of the bridge. And that's Adekunle to Adeniji. You see that you try to go down, combo, is some of the slabs that are deflecting. There's a contract for that now to stop further deflection of those slabs. Sometimes when you walk on this bridge, you see the rebound and the vibration as if it's the design, because it's designed to be like that. All aspects of the bridge is receiving adequate and due attention.
The 33-year-old bridge is one of the busiest routes in the country and will continue to receive the attention of the government for periodic maintenance. In Lagos, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
And that's our contribution for Nationwide from Lagos for now. The Kaduna will come up after the break. To stay with us.
Do now in the course of the bulletin, but now we go to trade now. Ahead of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Nigeria and the Secretariat of the African Continental Markets have concluded plans to attract global investments into the continent's digital economy. This is as the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat meets Nigeria's government and private sector towards boosting trade in the continent. Benny Adams reports.
Africa's continental market provides access to more than 1.3 billion people and has a combined GDP of $3.4 trillion in addition to having the capacity to generate up to $30 billion annually in non-oil revenue in key sectors of agriculture, manufacturing, and fintech. For Nigeria, investing in a thriving fintech ecosystem that is beneficial to Africa's growing economy is the way to go.
Digital trade and technology is the silver bullet that's going to deliver for the African continent and African people the amount that is earmarked of where our economies would be in about a decade with enablement of technology is simply mind-boggling. We have to harness it.
We understand that this is achievable, because where we are today, we're still scratching the surface. For the sector that I represent, for instance, we had the full liberalization of the telecommunications sector in 1999. And if you follow the history of that sector has been growing almost 30% year on year.
It's going to be of huge benefit to our country, both in terms of our huge population and in terms of the young and the youthful nature of that population.
This year, our objective is simple, and that is to underscore to the global community that from a digital economy point of view, the African continent is ready for business.
For the private sector players, their concern is the need to fast-track processes and provide needed incentives towards harnessing the potential of the huge market. At the end, all parties committed to active engagement towards increasing participation of businesses in the guided trade initiative, reduce cost of capital, in addition to enlightenment on import regulations, origin requirements, and identifying potential trade partners in other GTI countries. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And our next report will be coming from our Kaduna Network Center. Mohammed Ajingi, you are on.
Before joining us in Kaduna, Nigeria's engineering space has received additional experts as more than 400 young engineers joined the Society of Nigerian Engineers after graduating from the Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, to contribute their quota to nation building through the invention of new technology that will continue to drive economic growth in the country. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
The oath-taking symbolizes their confirmation into the realm of certified engineers. Provost of the Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, Professor Awal Qasim, enjoined the inducting engineers to leverage evolving technologies and scientific innovations by offering practical solutions to the emerging challenges.
AFIF is poised to give technical training to personnel of the Nigerian Air Force, other services of the armed forces of Nigeria, Nigerians and other African countries.
The inductees vow to practice as 21st century engineers by making impact on the economic revitalization drive of President Tinubu-led administration, especially on environmental sustainability, manufacturing efficiency, aviation, and ICT.
For telecommunication engineering, we do a lot with artificial intelligence. There are also aspects whereby we are looking at green technologies and the likes of it.
Knowing the students that have just graduated here, we are going to go forward in our aviation sector and generally engineering, because everybody here has the zeal and the passion.
Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, is a technological-driven institution that is committed to enhancing professional efficiency, excellence, and human resource development. In Kaduna, I am Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
That's our contributions from Kaduna. Back to you, Ogo Chukwuka Ona in our Abuja studio. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And back here, after the hustle and bustle of Christmas and New Year celebrations, it's a breath of fresh air for Abuja shoppers as food prices are reducing gradually. Suleiman Abdulwahab shares a market situation on how staple foods and perishables that once skyrocketed during the festive periods are now returning to an affordable level.
For every commodity we have in Nigeria, both pencil, biro, and everything should have a price and a constitution. So you can't wake up as an individual of yourself to tell me this thing has changed price overnight.
Hawkers claim that market sellers often do not lower the prices once they go up, especially during the festive period, with seasonal demand and supply chain stabilizing. The prices of some food items are now returning to normal.
So now there's availability of the onions in the market. So the price has now reduced.
Since November, or even as far back as early October, I started buying at 6,000. So I'm surprised it's now 6,500.
Where the travelers now come back, I believe it will go to 7,000.
We cannot sell it for you unless if you are buying 100 or 50. If it is 100, we will sell for you, or you go for 50 pieces. But we are not selling one for now.
Experts suggest that food prices may continue to decrease in the coming weeks if the price of fuel continues to drop. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdul Wahab, NTA News.
And Kemi Oshin is in Ibadan for the next report.
Gochuku, and welcome to Ibadan. 285 students of both NCE and degree programs have been matriculated this Thursday by the Nigerian Army College of Education, Sobi Cantonment, Ilorin. The provost of the college, Major General Umar Babangida, told the matriculants that the college has the facilities and human resources to make them the best. Aisha Bakariaya has the rest of the reports.
Nigerian Army College of Education is a citadel of learning that produces national certificates of education as well as first degree graduates in affiliation with Taye Solarin University of Education, Ogun State. The college is also established to provide quality education to military, paramilitary officers, and civilians running various NCE and degree courses. Provost of the college, Major General Umar Babangida, called on the students to pursue academic excellence, build good character, and also be of high integrity in order to excel at the highest level.
I urge you to be mindful that your actions reflect not only on yourself, but also on Nakoye as a whole.
The Vice Chancellor, Taye Solarin University of Education, Professor Oluwole Sikiru Banjo, also assured the students of quality education by qualified lecturers, charging them to be good ambassadors of the institution at all times.
I want you to know that in this milestone journey you have started, you will make a lot of sacrifice, deny yourself certain luxuries of life.
I'm looking forward to take advantage of this opportunity and ensure that I come out with something very, very good.
The high point of the matriculation was the symbolic signing of oath by representatives of each of the schools that constitutes the college. Aisha Bubakari Yahaya, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues with Ogochukuka in Abuja.
Thank you, Kemi. Now, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the National Identity Management Commission are set to conduct biometric data collection for all farmers nationwide. The first phase of this initiative targets the registration of 2 million farmers within the next 2 months. A memorandum of understanding has been signed between the two entities. Musa Baba Aliyu has details.
Data encompasses more than just numbers. It embodies information that fosters transparency and accountability in agricultural assistance. There have been figures suggesting that the country has 97,264,000 rural dwellers, most of whom are farmers cultivating less than 2 hectares of land. However, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security will carry out an exercise to provide accurate figures of farmers in the country as directed by the President. The initiative has led to the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC.
We are now going to actually register a genuine farmer, which will have only one biometric and one NIN number. So we know actually who we are going to, in terms of intervention.
So we want to ensure that we kick off the registration of the farmers as quickly as possible.
In the first phase of the initiative, 6 million farmers will be registered, starting with 2 million over the next 6 months. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
All right, if Mary is ready for us in Jos, let's also have their contribution from that zone.
Three-Div Headquarters and Operation Safe Haven paraded 11 suspects in Jos for kidnapping, banditry, and in possession of illegal arms and ammunition. Ijoma Ozemena reports.
Operation Safe Haven military information officer says Plateau State witnessed intensive operations around the borders between Plateau and Taraba states, where Operation Golden Peace neutralized bandits and destroyed their life support structure. This feat achieved by the troops led to the recovery of 18 kidnapped victims from Plateau and Taraba states and have since reunited with their families after profiling and documentation by relevant agencies. In a similar development, troops of Sector 5 Operation Safe Haven on Operation Golden Peace captured 5 bandits in Bokos local government area, 5 in Mangu, and a suspected kidnapper in Bassa who confessed to be responsible for the acts in Bassa and Jos South local government areas. Items recovered from the suspects are 4 fabricated rifles, 2 and 4 rounds of 7.62mm special, 4 cartridges and daggers. The suspects are in custody making useful confessions. Also at the beginning of this year, troops of Sector 5 Operation Safe Haven on Operation Golden Peace captured suspects at Bokos, while Sector 7 troops of OPSH arrested suspected gun runners at Jama local government area, Kaduna State. And items recovered are 3 fabricated pistols, 4 rounds of 7.62mm special, and a jackknife.
On 4th of January 2025, troops of Sector 5 on Operation Golden Peace led ambush at the hideout of kidnappers collaborator, disguised as a POS operator at Angwang Hausawa in Bokos local government area of Plateau State. During the operation, the kidnappers approached the shop to collect ransom money paid by a victim to the collaborators' account.
Troops of 3 Division and Operation Safe Haven are intensifying operations across the state and beyond to bring criminals to book. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from...
Thank you, Mary. And this will now take us to Sports Update.
Football enthusiasts have continued to react as Nigerians Super Eagles B being placed in the challenging Group D for the upcoming 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN, which is set to take place in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. The official group draw called at the Kenyatta International Convention Center in Nairobi, Kenya on Wednesday, marking the beginning of the 8th edition of the tournament, which has now been moved to August 2025, as Group D are the only group with 4 teams, while the other 3 groups each have 5 teams. The home-based team will compete against reigning champion Senegal, who triumphed in the 2022 tournament, as well as Congo and Sudan, who has claimed bronze twice.
Nigeria and Senegal are teams to beat. But talking about CHAN, the Sudanese league is rated higher than any other league in that group, so meaning that the Sudanese team are the top team in that group, and also Nigeria ranks second in that group, going by the rating of their leagues, because players playing in CHAN are drawn from the various leagues. So based on the rating of the league, Nigeria has a chance of qualifying.
Elsewhere, Manchester United are set to face off against a struggling Southampton side tonight, with both teams eager to return to their winning form in the Premier League. And Brighton are searching for their first Premier League win since November when they take on Ipswich Town at Portman Road. And finally in tennis, Danielle Collins defeated Destiny Iver 7-6, 4-6, 6-2 on Thursday to advance to the third round of the Australian Open at Melbourne Park and will face American Madison Keys, the number 19 seed, in the next round. With Sports Update, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu receives with shock the news of the sudden demise of the Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, Adewumi Oriyomi Onanuga. In a heartfelt condolence message to the deceased family, the entire leadership and members of the House of Representatives, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun and her constituents in Ikenne, Shagamu, Remo North constituency, the First Lady describes her death as a great loss to her family, the legislature, Ogun State, Nigeria, and the women folk in general, while noting that the late Adewumi Onanuga was an astute politician who demonstrated her leadership capabilities in no small measure as the Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives. The First Lady prays that Almighty God grants all those affected by her death the fortitude to bear this irreplaceable loss and grant eternal peace to the departed. And in a similar vein, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun is sympathizing with the family of the late member of the House of Representatives representing Ikenne, Shagamu, Remo North North Federal Constituency, Adewumi Onanuga, praying for the repose of her soul. Governor Abiodun described the passing of the late lawmaker as shocking, noting that her death is a monumental loss to Ogun State and Nigeria. Onanuga, who until her death served as his deputy chief whip in the Green Chamber, reportedly died early Wednesday morning in a brief illness. And that's Nationwide today. Many thanks for finding the time to be with us. Good evening.